This is the AI News Flash for April 24th, 12 p.m. UTC. First up, Intel beat Wall Street expectations in Q1, sending shares surging over 22% in after-hours trading. Revenue rose 7% year-over-year to $13.6 billion, sharply reversing analyst expectations of a 2% decline. Q2 guidance came in at $13.8 to $14.8 billion, well above the $13.86 billion consensus estimate. Demand for x86 CPU chips is surging as agentic AI workloads expand, with production capacity now constraining further upside. CEO Lip-Bu Tan invoked Andy Grove's data-driven paranoid engineering roots, signaling a new CPU wave in the NVIDIA-dominated AI chip market. Next, China's DeepSeek released its long-awaited V4 model as open source, optimized for Huawei chips. The design explicitly targets independence from NVIDIA GPUs, competing head-on with OpenAI and Google DeepMind frontier models. The key story is achieving frontier-level performance without US-made chips, a direct response to export restrictions. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang commented that China leverages abundant cheap energy to deploy larger quantities of less advanced chips to match compute power. The launch marks a concrete proof point that China can sustain AI competitiveness on its own hardware stack despite sanctions. Now Meta Platforms announced cuts of approximately 8,000 workers, about 10% of its workforce. Layoffs begin May 20, with an additional 6,000 open roles left unfilled for a combined 14,000 workforce reduction. Meta's 2026 CapEx guidance runs $115 to $135 billion, nearly double prior year, with cuts explicitly positioned to offset AI investment. On the same day, Microsoft offered voluntary buyouts to roughly 7% of its U.S. staff, a parallel cost reduction move. The pattern of massive AI infrastructure spending paired with white-collar layoffs is now entrenched across big tech. Finally, SpaceX disclosed in its upcoming S-1 filing that investigations into xAI's Grok chatbot could impact market access. Multiple regulators are probing Grok over non-consensual sexual deepfake image generation, now formally flagged as a post-IPO business risk. The filing cites Brazil's 2024 ban after xAI refused to comply with a judicial order as precedent for potential market losses. Ahead of a record $1.75 trillion valuation IPO in June, risks from Musk's integration of xAI into SpaceX are now explicitly in front of investors. That's all for this AI News Flash.